What are Filipino virtual assistants not good at? So if you've thought about hiring a virtual assistant in the Philippines, or an online Filipino specialist, as I call them, you've probably wondered, what are they good at, which I covered in my last video. And you're also probably wondering, what are they not good at? Like, what can I not find someone to do? So what I've always said is anything that can be done online or on the computer or on the phone can be done by someone in the Philippines. And they're pretty good at it. So here's a couple things that you want to hesitate about before you try and hire someone. Number one, a project manager. People very often just want to go and hire a project manager, to hire a team of Filipinos, and they don't want to deal with any of it. You're going to get a team of people to do your SEO for you. You're going to get a team of people to do your social media marketing. And it's not really going to work. And part of the problem is, in the Philippines, they just require direction, at least in the beginning. Now, I have project managers in the Philippines that work for me, but they started off as technical people. They started off doing the work, and then eventually we needed more help, and so we hired someone to work under them, and they started managing that person, and then we hired someone else, and they started managing that. Pretty soon they were managing the whole project with people working under them, but they didn't start that way. So yes, you can find project managers. It's just harder unless you've worked with that person to get them doing something for you ahead of time. Another thing I've had a hard time with that they're not as good at is creating sales information. And part of this is cultural, where you're hiring someone who's an employee and you want them to create sales information as if they were the business owner. At least that's the way that I've tried to do this. And it hasn't worked super well. Now, I will say that I've hired some really good copywriters, like sales copywriters, that have done a really good job for me. But when it came to like, hey, create this sales process, it just hasn't worked super well. So that's something that, like, as the CEO of the business, you should probably be taking care of. I'm trying to think of other things that I've struggled with, and there's not really much else. You can find people who are so good at just about anything. I have someone that writes emails for me. I have someone that responds to my personal email. I have someone that does hiring for me. I have someone that posts on my social media, my personal social media, our business social media. In fact, they created our entire social media for Onlinejobs.ph. I've never made a single post there. I have programmers, I have designers, I have content creators, I have people that do lead generation and marketing. Yeah, project management and creating sales information or sales processes are like the two things that I've struggled with. Everything else can pretty much be done in the Philippines. My name is John Jonas, and I wrote a book about how to hire and why to hire people in the Philippines to do your work for you. It works super, super well. I've worked about 17 hours a week since 2009, and I make a good 7-figure income doing it because I have people in the Philippines doing my work for me. So I wrote a book all about this, about how and why and where you should hire people, available at outsourcinglever.com. It's titled The Outsourcing Lever. It's all about getting leverage in your life and in your business. I also bought 1,000 copies of the book and I'm giving it away for free. Go get it, outsourcinglever.com. If you'll pay for shipping, I will pay for the book and we'll ship it to you. Outsourcinglever.com, go get it.